Today, we're going to be talking about something that's pretty hot right now. We're going to be diving into the world of MLOps.
Oh, yeah.
And
It's
specifically,
a good one.
we're going to be looking at professional certifications
Yeah.
in this field.
Nice.
Yeah.
MLOps is,
If you're out there and you're thinking about maybe getting a certification in this space,
yeah.
this is the episode for you because we're going to be talking all about what it could mean for your career.
Okay, so the first question is what is Jenkins? So when we say Jenkins, Jenkins is a CI tool. Okay, so now you'll ask what is CI? Okay, so CI means uh, automated build. That is everything what you do in the build process. You have to automate it. You have to do automated testing also, and then to this is whole things. For that, you have to have immediate feedback. Whether it's a pass or fail, not a problem, but you should get it now immediately for build and test results. And if you can achieve this one, that is called CI. So now to achieve this one, automating the build process and automating a CI process, a testing process, we have a tools which is called Jenkins, and then that's the we are calling CI. CI stand for continuous integrations. Okay, so this is something which we have. Now this tool is developed in Java. So the moment I say Java, that means you know that this particular tool, if you want to install, you have to install the Java. That is the first thing. Okay, now they have multiple releases also. One of the releases community edition, which I'm teaching you, which is free. Okay, then they have an enterprise also, and multiple other versions also is there. For example, cloudbees or Jenkins X, many versions are they have it, Blue Oceans and all. So different scenarios we have for different use cases. So the one which I'm focusing on is community version. Now, community version is common for all these versions which you find it actually. So that means you need to learn community version only. And then if you are okay with that, then rest of the things within a few hours, you'll get it, understanding of it. It depends on that different organizations are using different version. So now, yeah, it's developed in Java. We need Java to install it and community version, which I'm going to teach you, which is free to use it. Okay, so now the question is how to install it. So again, I'll show you the demo for this. This is the machine which I'm having, and because it's Java, so you require a Java for that. Now, typically what I do, you can go to this one and type Jenkins install. Okay, so on this all tutorials will get it. Anyways, I'll show the demo now, but I'm just showing you how do you get the resources for it. So these are all things you get it and you can follow the same thing. But right now I need a Java, so for that I think I'll go for Java install. Okay, and here this is the tutorial for Java installing. My machine is Ubuntu, so I will use Ubuntu 14 version. So um, let me just check Jenkins Java support. I'm checking the latest version, which is there any uh, changes has happened or not. So I think 11 is okay, and 2000 what is the year 2014 right? 2024 right? So
Yes,
mm, I think
2024.
11 is okay. Okay, so 11 is fine for
Even
this.
you can go for 8, I think. 8 is Java 8 is also stable, right?
8 is deprecated, not stable anymore. Okay, so
Okay.
security 11 is more stable. 14 and 17 is good. Latest is much more than that actually. So here 11. So let's install the 11, and this is the one. Let me install it. Enter. And then So installed. Now I need to install Jenkins. So how do we do that? So Jenkins download also you can do that. You can refer my documents also, but I'm hitting the latest documents which is here. So sometime you might find outdated, but you should check at least once. Okay. So here. So these are the commands I need to run in Ubuntu. Should be okay. This will configure and this command will update, and this command will install Java, which I did it already. And here you see it's 17 actually. Okay, so it's OpenJDK 17, which I have installed it, so I'll just ignore it. And then this
This all
command
you're
will
running
install.
in Ubuntu
Uh,
in EC2 instance. All these things you'll be installing in
yeah,
EC2.
EC2,
Okay.
or you can do it in locally also. That's not a problem.
Oh,
Java is a platform independent, right?
yeah.
So this one. So now I'm installing a Jenkins. So Jenkins is available on 8080 port. Okay, please note it down. So if you want to access Jenkins, it will be at 8080 port. So let it get installed. Meanwhile, I'll tell you. Let's say once you have a Jenkins up and running, what to do. So that is where I have created one. I mean, Jenkins is very easy to use, but at the same time there's no particular guidance actually. So this checklist I have configured. In recording you will get it. Preparation for Jenkins job. Okay, so once you install the Jenkins, you have to configure the job. Okay, before that, meanwhile it's getting installed, I should also talk about the little bit of architecture of Jenkins. So it's a very simple one. Don't complicate yourself with too much of theoretical jargon. This is you, okay? And then you will connect to the Jenkins server. Jenkins servers, we have a two part. One is web. So basically you will connect to the website 8080 port number. Okay. And now here you configure the jobs. Okay, jobs for the building, job for the testing, job for deployment, all this job. And these job you configure through the website, but you know what? These all jobs will be running in some machine. By default, same machine where you install the Jenkins will be used, and this is called agent. You can call it agent, or you can call it what do you say, slave, whatever it is. So let's say one agent you have in the same machine where the Jenkins server is there, but you can add a more agent also. So here you can add, and other jobs you can configure to other jobs. So now this is, let's say, Linux. In case this can be Windows, this can be Mac, anything. So these are the stuff. So that means it's a distributed architecture. You can have a multiple agent hitting to that. So let me check. Yes, installed. So now I have to start the Jenkins services. So system ctl restart Jenkins. Let me check. And so far no issues. It's taking time. Just wait for it. Done. So now let me get the IP address, which is from here, and the port number. Firewall I have open it, mind it. So security group firewall I have open up. So this says something there. Now, if you are the owner of this instance, this installation, you will be having access to the servers, get the password, and this is the password what you have. So here, done. Okay, just a second. And here it is. Just give me 2 seconds.
This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so can you hear me?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. So now this is a configuration part of the Jenkins where you will be asked to install the plugins. Plugins is like nothing but a feature. So any functionality you want in Jenkins, this you find in form of plugins. So they're asking you, hey, you want to install certain plugins, or should we go with the suggested one? Because we are learning right now not to customize to the greater extent, so go for suggested one. So this, I clicked on it. It will take few minutes to install all these plugins. So this is something which we have. So now here I was talking about architecture. So this is you connect to the web, configure the job is running in the agent, and this one agent you have by default in the same machines, but you can add a more agent as such also. Okay, so this is something which we have. Now coming back to the jobs configuration. So how do we do that? So let me talk about this one. Before that, let me set the password. Rajesh123 is the password. Just remember that, okay? Rajesh123, full name Rajesh, Rajesh at the rate of Rajesh.com. Okay, and then save and continue. Done. So your configuration is completed, and now you have been asked to configure the jobs. You see here, item is a job, create a job, whatever it is. So this is the UI. You can click here, here and there and get comfortable. So now you have to create a job. Okay, this is your job. So how do we create a job? So for that, you know what, when you create a job, everything is optional. Okay, everything is optional. So how do we go about it? So let's say till you become very comfortable, go with the freestyle projects. So freestyle project is a kind of job you'll create it. So you can create a pipeline job, multi-configuration project job, multi-branch pipeline job, and many more. But right now you will go with the freestyle, which supports everything. Freestyle, click OK. Now here you will find so many tabs. You see, source code management, triggers, environment, steps, build actions. So what do we do in this case? So here you have everything is optional, and the more plugin you install, you will get a more features. So how do we go about it? Mind it, your job is to set up automated build and automated testing. So these are something which you have to do. So I have come up with some of the rules which you want to practice it. So till you become very comfortable with the Jenkins, follow this checklist. It will help you definitely. So before you go and configure the job, okay, have your notes ready with you and ask a few questions. What are the questions? What is your programming language? Whether it's Java, .NET, Python, what exactly? So whatever the language you have, agent must be installed with that particular version, Java here or here or here, mind it. So that's the first question you should ask. What is the programming language version of your projects, and did you install in the and configure in the build server or not? Second question you should ask, where is your source code? Whether it's SVN, Perforce, Get, SCVS. Nowadays, most of the time only Get. So you have to know that Get branch name, access detail, and stuff like that. And then Get is installed in the agent or not. So that is important. Third question you should ask, how frequently you want this to be triggered. You want to trigger manually, you want to schedule it, you want to pool, and many more options are there. One of the options I'll go for scheduling and use it. Fourth question you should ask, what is your builder? Builder means the script, master script, which you trigger and the build happen. The master script which you trigger, testing happens. So everything is all about that. So builders, we have too many in Jenkins. Again, Shell, Batch, and Maven, Gradle. In this project, we'll use Maven for that. Okay. And then next question you should ask, which I think it's the last one, whom you want to deliver the feedback. Remember, CI is all about the feedback, right? Here I said no feedback. So how you want, whom you want. So you can send an email, you can send a WhatsApp message, Slack, whatever it is. So yeah, whom you want to deliver. So you have to decide and then get it done. So these five questions you have to ask yourself before going and creating the jobs. Are you okay with it?
Yes. Uh, Rajesh, just one question. So now this agent you're saying no. So how do we, I mean, in Jenkins, how do we add Docker or container, or in Docker we have Jenkins? How
So
both are?
here same way, Docker, if you want to install Docker run and
Hmm.
Jenkins, that's the image name, you will run it. I installed manually because that is where you will learn more. But in terms of Docker command, just Docker run and Jenkins, that's all. That official image name.
Okay, now, no, no. What I'm asking you is that Docker will provide us the containers, right?
Hmm.
Now, what does Jenkins do? It will do CI/CD, like continuous. It will integrate and it will deploy. Now, are they both Jenkins and Docker? Are they both related, or they're different, or how are they related? Like Jenkins and
Okay,
Docker.
so again, this confusion you should not ask because I thought you practiced Docker sometime. So see,
No, no, the
uh,
container is fine, but this when it comes to continuous integration, obviously whatever I'll push from Git to the container, I mean code will be there in container, right, with the runtime environment, right?
um, okay, multiple things are there in this. What is your confusion? I would like to address first. What was the question? The first question.
Okay. Wait. Now, Git. Okay, when you want to provide continuous integration and continuous deployment, you told that in Git we'll be taking Git URL, and I mean we'll be configuring it. The Jenkins, whatever Git ID, branch name, everything will be configuring it Jenkins, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Now, when it comes to Docker, what it does, it provides container, right?
yes.
I, so now this, what does this container has? It container has the runtime environment, right? That is what it
Mm,
does. Container has runtime environment, and
yeah. So
inside
Docker.
that container, yeah, Docker. Now this Docker has runtime environment, and whatever
Mhm.
the code as a developers they write, they put it in Docker.
No,
Okay.
no, no, no. See, you are mixing many questions actually here. See, I told you very clearly when you look at the Docker, okay, this is a platform where you can run container, okay,
Mm,
and this
yes.
container you can have applications like Jenkins, Jira, SonarQube. These are the applications you can run. Any application you can run in a container for the sake of it. So you should not get confused here. Jenkins is one application you can run in container. You just need an image. You just need image. You want to run Java, you just need an image, you can run in a container. Now what I am saying is for this Jenkins is a tool, CI tool. Now you want to build, this is you are not talking to Docker after this. Now I'm teaching you Jenkins alone. So you log in it to the Jenkins, the one which may run in a container, and here you configure the jobs, and this job will do the build and testing. No, that is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, okay. Got it. Got it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when you go for configure the job, I'm asking you to consider these questions I created for learners, but actually everything is possible in Jenkins to be honest. So you can define your own flow, but because you're learning, I'm just telling you follow this flow. What is your programming language should be installed? What is the source code management? It should be installed in agent. How frequently? What is your builder and whom you want to do that stuff? So these are the 5 questions you should ask before you go and install, create a jobs. Got it?
Yes, yes. I'm clear. Now
Yeah.
I got it.
So what is your programming language? Java. Is it installed? Let me check. It's already installed because Jenkins is running in the same server. Right? What is your source code? Git. Is it installed? Yeah, it's installed. How frequently you want? Daily, hourly, what exactly? All this stuff. What is your builder? In this case, Maven. And whom you want to deliver this feedback, so some email address. So where is your source code? So I have some sample source code, multiple one you can use for the demo. So go to the GitHub and here go to this library, demo and lab projects. Okay, and after that you have to go to repository and search for Maven. Okay, and this project you can use it. Likewise, we have hundreds of projects here in this organization. You can fab it out. Okay, so now nothing great. I have a code here. This is a source code and this is the pom.xml. Now I know that you probably, I don't know whether you have idea about the Maven or not. So this is the builder file and this is the source code. Now let's say if you don't know, so you don't need to know actually, because in MLOps, Maven and all, you don't require actually. This is the build server. Those who's a build engineers or developer, they will be knowing actually. So basically, I'm just trying to teach you how to configure the job. Okay. So this is a projects. Go to create a project, and where's the source code management? Get. There's no password as such. Trigger means how frequently you want this to build happen. Hourly you want. Okay. This second thing, build environment, leave it is build steps. What is your builder? Same Maven. And what is the goal? Compile. Okay. This is the one post build action whom you want to send a notification. So email Rajesh or something like a DevOps at the rate of Rajesh Kumar dot xyz, and then save it. Done. So this is your job and this is your job created. What it will do? So it will take this source code, download it in the agent here and compile it. Okay. So this is the way you have to configure. Now build now this job, and here you see build failure. Click on it. Now go to the console output where you find the logs and see that what is the problem. So here the problem is Maven. See, Maven is not installed. See, MBN Maven I'm using builder is not installed. What do we do? So you can install through Jenkins also. You can install through the command line also, but I'm going to install through Jenkins. How do we do that? So for that, go to the dashboard, go to the manage Jenkins, and here all the tools you can configure under the tools configuration. So click here, and so many tools configuration you will find it here. Don't worry about it. Slowly you get used to it. This is how it is. Jenkins is very wide. So add a Maven here, Maven automatically installed the version and save it. So just I added one Maven. Go to the project first, edit this, click on the configurations and go to the build steps again, and here you have to select the Maven, save it. So now again build now, and let's see what is the error message. You can see the logs by looking at this build number 2 console output and see the building. So yeah, here again you see success. I think is success. Okay, email cannot be sent because SMTP server is not configured. That's okay. So build is successful. So here what I'm trying to say is the task can be anything. It can be anything literally, but you have to this is the way you can create a job. So here it can be any programming language, your source code, and your builders can be anything. You see there's so many builders are there: shell, Windows batch, and I use Maven now, Gradle, anything as such you can do that. So this is the way you can configure the jobs in Jenkins. Are you understanding?
Yes, yes.
Let me beautify. Let's say you have a uh, multiple products. So how do you manage it? It's very simple. Let me go and create a new item. This time I'll create a folder named with a DevOps school. Click OK, folder, done. So now save it. So if you go home page, you will find DevOps school. Now I'll move this job to the move to DevOps school. See, move. So now I have a folder. DevOps school is one project, And now Debugschool as a product, you have a 3 environment. So how do we do that? So create a view, dev environment and QA environment and prod environment.
Okay.
I'm just giving you example, okay?
Okay.
Visualization. So this is how you can create, see, one project, 3 environment. Now, where is the job? So here you can create a new job, new job, new job, all belong to the first. So now I'm going to create one more job. So here what I did, I created one job for compile. So first I'm going to rename it to compile. All this functionality I'm showing you. Okay, so compile is done. I want to create one job for test. What do we do in this case? I'm feeling lazy. I have configured, I spent 2 hours configuring this job. Can I copy as a template? Yes. New item. You can go for QA site here and new job. And this is a test. I'm not going to create this time from freestyle, but rather copy from compile. So I can copy entire things here and go to the build steps. Here you change compile to test and save it. And now QA has one jobs too, and you want to build it, build now. So similar way, what I taught you, how do we create a job, how do we create a folder, how do we create a views, multiple views and tab, how do we clone the job from one to another one. So are you understanding?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. So this is how you can configure the job. So now let me give you some resources here. So this is the one you should refer it. But let's say you want to configure the job and you want resources. Anyways, recordings you have. But let's say many tutorials are there. But go with the flow and I'll search for Jenkins first. So here. So this is something which I showed you the demo now. This is where you have to click and all this stuff. These are the screenshot. Okay. So this is something which I did. Okay. So you can create a Jenkins job, few jobs. Okay. And practice it. And then after that, I'll talk about the few major features of Jenkins, which is scheduling, triggering, integrations, and last one, node management, agent management. How do we add an agent? So this is something which we'll cover next session. Okay. Any questions so
Okay.
far?
No, no.